Good evening. It is Monday, September 25th, 2017. Wake me up before hockey begins. That's what we're doing. It is our season premiere here on Teal Town Live. Welcome, everyone. If you want to be part of the show, you can always chat with us in the YouTube chat or on the page or on the app. And as always, we'll be following your comments on Twitter at the hashtag TealTownUSA. And by all means, follow us on Twitter at TealTownUSA. Also on Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, and of course our lovely YouTube page. We are close to 300 likes on Facebook, 2,000 followers on Twitter, and almost 600 subscribers on the YouTube. So by all means, please join us all the way around. With us tonight, it is Mr. AJ Strong.
And if we can get all of those people that follow us on Twitter and with the likes, if all of you guys can just donate 25 cents, you can help us get Eric off of AOL.
Oh, shut up. And also joining us, my fellow Notch Bro, who's always shooting it wide, it is Gentry Alexander.
What's going on, guys? It's good to be back and sounding a lot better with my new and improved mic. Very
nice. Nice lighting, too. The guy who spells his name the right way. What the hell? Where's the laundry, Landy?
Well, evil Landy has returned. No facial hair. And there's a clean bed. I don't know.
I don't believe that's his house.
I don't think so either. And of course, after a long journey, she is now in Music City, Miss Rocket Backhander.
Hey, y'all, what's happening?
Loving the hair. Loving the hair.
Thank you.
Ah, all right. Yeah. All right. Well, back in April when the Sharks were eliminated, I had a bad computer. I upgraded it, believe it or not, folks. I seriously thought I'd upgraded it. Apparently,
did you get a Mac?
Yes, I have a MacBook Pro.
He brought it over to your house, remember?
Yeah. Okay, bring it back so I can show you how to use it.
I'll talk to you Wednesday when I kidnap that jersey from you. All right, so
good luck, sucker.
Yeah, whatever. So when we last left with you, the Sharks, and mind you, we've done some interviews and like that on the YouTube channel and on the site. By all means, check those out because we did a lot of fun stuff with a lot of people. But nonetheless, since the Sharks shook hands with the Edmonton Oilers, a lot has transpired. None the least of which, the Barracuda got to the third round of the Calder Cup playoffs, losing to the Detroit Red Wings affiliate, the Grand Rapids Griffins, who went on to win the Calder Cup.
Okay, we're seeing the comments in the chat, dude. Everybody talking about you're lagging, that you're still using AOL. Dude, close a couple hundred of those tabs, bro. Close Photoshop, whatever. just have this open and nothing else, bro.
Yeah, get rid of the porn.
You gotta shut down AutoCAD and anything Adobe.
Cam
related.
girls,
Wow.
my 3 cams.
Dude, just save Tinder for later. It's all right.
All of the Photoshop needs to go to
Wow.
sleep.
Yeah, all right. My apologies for the inconvenience. Like I told Landy, of course, this would happen the day before. So, but whatever. Oh, boy. Oh, I'm looking at it right now. It looks like I'm a blurry face. That's terrific. But you guys,
why don't you restart?
Why don't I restart?
Yeah.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Right? AG, you got the rundown. I'll try to fix my crap. What else is new? I'll be right back, guys.
All right. So what? Okay, so when last we left you, he was talking about the Barracuda making their trip to the West Final, losing to the Griffins, and there you go. So first things first, in Sharkland is we had the Las Vegas expansion draft, and as most people called it, David Schlemko was the gentleman selected for the Sharks. And I guess we'll just kind of start with that. Is anybody shocked? Landy, did that shock you? Are you happy, sad, dismissive, just don't care? What's your deal with losing Schlemko?
I mean, look, he was in Peter DeBoer's doghouse last year. I mean, he must have had, he must have done something like shot his dog or ran over his dog or I don't know, something. So, we're basically losing a defenseman that was already in the shit house anyways, or poop house.
Oh, we're already off to a bad start on the cussometer. Rocket, do you have any problems with this? Because I actually like seeing DeMello get a shot because I thought he's proved to be pretty good.
I liked the way DeMello, well, he had a good run and then he went kind of flat. But, yeah, words, use them. I am so happy that Brendan Dillon didn't get traded. I had a gut feeling that he wouldn't. I did not think that they would have traded away one of their defensemen, though. I figured with all of the forwards that we had that they would have peddled off one of them. So I was a little bit bummed. But, yeah, that's it.
Ben?
I thought it was addition by subtraction because losing Schlemko kind of freed up a roster spot. And I thought that Dillon played better with DeMello than he did with Schlemko. Schlemko was just kind of there. He just was a waste of cap hit. And, and I'm glad that Vegas was dumb enough to take him off of our hands. So thanks, Vegas. That's the second best thing you guys have done other than your Twitter account.
Yes, but, take into account Vegas took him off our hands, but for one day and flipped him to Montreal. So
for a fifth rounder. Yeah.
Hey, picks are picks, and we've all seen where was Pavelski taken again? So exactly. So puck guy, we're talking about Schlemko getting taken. So your thoughts, good, bad, otherwise. I like it, as I was saying earlier, because it slots DeMello in, kind of gives him a little bit of a reward. And hey, look out over your shoulder, DeMello, because Heat and Yoki Ryan are coming.
Yeah, they are. And Ryan's had a great camp so far this year. So he's got to watch your head out. And let's be real here. That was probably the least painful pick that the Golden Knights could have taken. Right? So you're looking at that and, but you have defensive depth that you're going to be banking on. So you're going from there. So
could have been worse.
It could have been worse. All right. Am I back on now? Am I coming up better?
You're actually like in real time. This is a new concept.
Yeah.
God.
The video is still just a little jittery, but the audio is 100 times better.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on and go into so the Sharks draft picks. Josh Norris selected 19th overall, and along with his little troll, because they made a big mention about that during the draft coverage. He's going to play in Michigan, I believe, guys.
Not everybody at once, please. Calm down.
Yeah, he's going to Michigan as a centerman, 6'1", 192 pounds, out of Oxford, Michigan. So it should be a good, interesting part. I'm with many who saw that draft was thinking that the Sharks would have gone with who Edmonton took like 3-4 picks later. And my mind is not getting it for me at the moment. Like, what the heck was his name?
Oh, I love you so much.
Was that
Yamamoto?
Tyler? Yeah, exactly.
Is it Yamamoto? Because I thought for sure that was somebody that we were looking at, and he's been lighting it up for the Oilers in the preseason. I think he might stay with the Oilers. So,
Chester Chivo in the chat asks, better Wi-Fi, SAP Center, or Puck Guy's house? You make the call.
I
love Chivo so much.
Oh, man.
I missed you guys.
Yamamoto.
She really doesn't miss us. She just misses Booger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. His fur is still in my car.
Oh.
Okay, so this is how close I live to how far away I work. I got here 15 days ago, and I've just now burned through half a tank of gas.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. That's really good.
Yeah. and I complained about the traffic. So
how'd the did you get the bike put back together yet?
Yeah, that pedal is stuck on though. I'm not sure what happened to it, but it's not ever coming off. So thanks, AJ.
Hashtag welded.
Mm-hmm.
But moving onward, I thought the Sharks had a decent draft, wouldn't you guys say?
I think the first round, that was really off the board kind of pick, really safe by the Sharks. And I mean, at this point, Tim Burke is going to draft who he's going to draft. And it just seems like he's always after those safe kind of grinder players, and he's kind of always looking for that Pavelski in the rough. And I mean, that was what Josh Norris was. I mean, I think the consensus was that he was picked a round too early. So we'll see how it goes. This draft seemed to be pretty NCAA heavy. Josh Norris, of course, and then Mario Ferraro also when we get to the next stage. But yeah, I think overall just safe picks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And so then by July came around, free agents were flying off the horse. But the Sharks didn't sign anybody that wasn't a Shark already. They re-signed Martin Jones, and they re-signed Marc-Edouard Vlasic, much to Gentry's chagrin, of course. But they have a solid defensive core unit set and ready to go for years to come.
Don't forget Burns.
Yeah, and you already had Burns locked up during last season too. So, Jen, I'll start with you. You have Vlasic locked up. You have Braun is getting close to being a free agent, but you have Braun, Vlasic, Burns. Dylan's going to be around for a while. You got the good core of the defensive unit. Plus, you have Martin Jones backing up, and Aaron Dell has been delicious when he came up last year.
I think my favorite extension, I think, for the value was Martin Jones' contract. I think that was a good cap hit, good term. I don't agree with Vlasic getting $7 million per. I think that's a little bit too much for a defenseman who doesn't really put up points. But everything else, like I'm hoping that with Dell kind of saying like, hey, I'm an actual NHL backup, he'll actually start more games next year. So yeah, other than that, I'm cool with it.
Rock?
Here it comes. Gentry, you ignorant slut.
Yeah, basically. He's a defenseman. He's not supposed to put up points. He's supposed to shut down the other guys who put up points, okay? And that's what he does. So pay the man.
Pay that man his money.
Hey, if he's good enough to play with Doughty on the Canadian Olympic squad, he's good enough for me.
Funny you mention Olympics in the last few days. Marc-Edouard Vlasic has been one of the vocal ones about not having the Olympics with the NHL players this year, and I didn't see this until recently when somebody broke it out. But here are the medals for the Pyeongchang Olympics, and Vlasic makes sure to at the NHL. Beautiful, right? Youch. Somebody is not happy that he's not going to South Korea in February. For sure. All right. Let's see. So we get to free agency. Like I said, the Sharks didn't do much, if anything at all. But they did re-sign some of their players, although they re-signed Jumbo for 1 year, $8 million. However, they lose Patrick Marleau to Toronto. Just in case you weren't sure, if you didn't know where Patty was, he went to Toronto. So, AJ, I'll start with you. We covered this on a special edition when it happened, but Jumbo re-signed for $8 million. Patty's taken off. Your thoughts?
Boy. I think it was the right play. there was no way the Sharks were going to give Marleau that money in term because let's be honest, they just can't afford it. I mean, you got Hurdle coming up after next season. You're going to have to decide what you're going to do with Chris Tierney next season. Aaron Dell again. DeMello's going to be an RFA, but not as big of a deal. But you have some spots that you're going to have to look at. Ward is UFA next season. Hansen is UFA. You know, you got to determine what are you going to do with that. So they're going to need that cash. I'm a little surprised that they are 8.7 under the cap right now, based just on their recent history. But I think it's the right play, and I like Thornton signing a 1-year deal. $8 million, I think, was a little bit of a stretch. You probably could have talked him into 7, but especially as we heard that if they kept Marleau, Thornton was like, yeah, I'll shed some of my salary to help pay him. But end of the day, Marleau splits. He gets the term and the money he was looking for, gets to play for the childhood team that he grew up loving. And we get Thornton for another season that hopefully he stays healthy. Hopefully all these guys stay healthy, honestly. But, I like it as kind of a show me deal for Thornton. Like, take it year by year, see what you feel, and bring the pain, Jumbo.
Yeah, and let's hope he's not in too much pain. I think it was Kevin who said he saw Jumbo with a little bit of a limp at the Raw event in San Jose last week. So good eye, Kevin. And he hasn't played in a preseason game, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
No, why should he? I mean, it said, I believe I saw something that said he was probably going to play this Thursday. He's going to, at the very least, he's going to get in on one game, but, just to get the legs moving and stuff. But, I mean, with his pedigree, with his background, he's kind of like, yeah, I'm good. I don't think I really need preseason.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just throw one of his gold medals out there.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. What was Gen X saying? 8 million cap space? Clutterbuck at $8 million per year. No.
Gen X, you ignorant slut.
Yeah. Rocket, did you have any thoughts on Jumbo staying Patty going?
I have nothing but positive thoughts about it. I see it for what it is, and I think nothing about any of the transactions that occurred this offseason are surprising, nor are they disappointing. I think for a lot of people, that emotional, sentimental feels might have gotten bent, pinched, maybe a little bit out of shape. They need to be massaged, maybe take a couple of painkillers, hey. But I don't really think anything was broken beyond repair. Like, I don't think anybody went out and burnt their Sharks jersey because Mr. Patrick Marleau is now a Toronto Maple Leaf. And if they're really that dramatic about professional sports, I really don't want to know what kind of person they are outside of that. So.
All right. Landy?
I mean, the whole offseason smelled like he was trying to cook Wilson was trying to cook up some kind of trade, and it just never really materialized.
Duchene.
I think Duchene was his play, but I know that Colorado's been really hard and fast on their asking price. And I think for the Sharks to swing a deal with Colorado, they're going to have to come way down in price. The other thing that kind of makes me interested is the last time, I don't know, I feel like a superstar caliber player was needed, and I think about Dan Boyle or Danny Heatley. Those came via trade. And this time right now is kind of smelling ripe for a trade like that. So we'll see what Doug has up his sleeve, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see some kind of major acquisition.
Jonathan Tavares.
You know what? We jokingly kid about that, but I don't know if that's really out of the stretch of possibility nowadays.
I would think it's quite possible that they might be making a play for it, and maybe why they have so much cap space at the moment, either on Duchene or Tavares. Notchbro, what says you about these two?
Marleau wanted money, so bye. That's all I'm going to say to that. Jumbo has an $8 million cap hit. The Montreal Canadiens have exactly $8 million left in their cap space. Coincidence? I think not.
Dun, dun, dun. No. So there.
The fuck's he been smoking?
Hey, you never know. I mean, if the Sharks are not making a playoff run, I mean, there's the availability.
And sorry about that. This F word brought to you by Chum.
Well, hey now.
It is still preseason. We're still locking it in.
Yeah, no. We should probably have a swear jar.
That's what preseason is for. It's just for everybody to learn.
To get everything out, stretch out and get going for the marathon. Of course.
Now is the time to figure out what goaltender interference is, so that by opening night everybody's figured it out.
You know what?
And along with slashing and face-off cheating.
Exactly. And by all means, Felix Chow, one of our wonderful writers, wrote something on tealtownusa.com about the thoughts on the rule changes. We can just kind of quickly go over on the coach's challenge on the offside. So now it's, if you miss it, it's a delay of game penalty, and we all know PDB was, early on was using that for the stretch of a timeout, and I don't think that's going to change too much anymore now.
You might want to choose one of us.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go with Rocket. Sorry.
So does this mean that the Sharks are going to have some sort of weird skewed stat when it comes to their penalty kill this season, because old Pete's going to decide to up and use this coach's challenge as an extended timeout and then have to be wrong on it and end up having to be like this massive penalty kill that just shuts everything down and will be talked about until the end of time? Or is that what's going to happen? Because this is how that happens.
Landy, what do you think of this little twist to the offside coaches challenge?
Clearly, puck guy not paying attention. Landy got up for a minute.
Right. On to the next.
On the next. Notch, bro.
I think the funny thing is that's like the league obviously wants to add more scoring, and most teams other than the Sharks with Steve Spott as their coach on the power play will score more on the power play. So the league is going to do what it's going to do, and the funny thing is that like all the face-off violations and everything else like that they're imposing will lead to so many more 5-on-3s, and hopefully we'll get Steve Spott fired by the end of October.
Wow. Landy, now that you're back.
Yeah, no, I think there's going to be an improvement in the power play, only if because of the reshuffle with Marleau and Marleau leaving. I feel like that's going to force them to have to change a little bit, and I wouldn't mind seeing Hurdle up on the first power play unit. I think that's where the future of the team's going to go. And you know what? To be honest, maybe Meyer with him, because him and Meyer seem to be having some kind of chemistry going on in the preseason.
Yeah. Now, what do you think of the little twist to the offside coaches challenge?
I think it might help deter those really ticky-tacky kind of calls. And I think, it's really going to make the coaches have an extra second of, okay, well, it's so minute. Like, do I want to risk putting my team on the PK? And I think that's what it was designed to do, was to deter those ticky-tacky kinds of plays and reviewing those kinds of plays. Because, of course, the NHL couldn't just, extend the blue line rule, or couldn't just, make a squeaky kind of buffer section for offsides. No, they had to go and do this. So I think that's one way to solve it, but I wouldn't have solved it that way.
Which then begs the question: why did we re-sign Joe Thornton for $8 million when he's a known cheater on the faceoff circle?
Because he's a known cheater at the faceoff circle.
Just like Sidney. Oh wait, no, sorry, too soon. My bad. I forgot. Sidney Crosby's the greatest face-off taker ever. When I saw him do that against his blow dryer, it was great.
No. Touch your subject, dude. Touch your subject. Move on.
I'm sorry. My bad. I'd like to apologize to Sidney Crosby and never mind. Anyways, AJ, did we get you on this?
No.
All right.
No, sir. I don't like it. I think they should have just shit canned the whole rule. There's another one. I think they should have just dumped the whole rule to begin with and just said, yeah, we're not going to have the whole offside challenge thing at all. Because the thing I don't care about this idea of that if you challenge it and it ends up that the play was onside, then the team who challenges is now on the penalty kill. Well, I don't know. I just don't like the idea of a penalty if there's not like some sort of penalty that goes the other way. Again, I go back to, you know what, just get rid of the stupid review. I mean, we saw a lot of coaches were just using it as a phony timeout anyway. So just dump it and just get back to playing hockey, boys.
Yep. All right. As we move onward here, the other ones that are coming on, of course, we talked about the slashing calls, which prompted Mark Mathot on Twitter to go finally, which I found quite entertaining. But yeah, it's little interesting things with the face-off violations, the slashing. Should be quite interesting, especially with the amount of calls that have been in the preseason. I think was it one of the China games that had 16 penalties in the game? It's just crazy, but like Felix put in his article from John Shannon of Sportsnet, preseason adjustment already by officials on slashing and face-off violations. League sent a note to dial it back a little bit. So they're already dialing it back. And AJ, AJ. They're dialing it
a scotch?
Thank
you. Scotch? Are you looking for a scotch?
Scotch.
Come on, Rocket. You need to have me there.
God, we are so out of sync. We should be on the Sharks power play.
Oh, damn.
It's actually looked pretty good this preseason. I'm just saying.
It's only preseason, though.
It's preseason. Come on now.
We'll touch on it.
Preseason. Little faith.
We will.
They have plenty of time to screw this up.
Wouldn't this going to be really funny if like the power play is like gangbusters, like the first 20 games, it's like clicking along at like 26, 27%. We can all go, Marlowe, he was the problem.
Yes. Or we could say, since Rockets in Nashville, it's all his fault. Never mind. Sorry, no, not going to do it. So we lost Bob Bugner. He became the coach of the Florida Panthers, but they added two to replace him. Dave Barr, who worked with Peter DeBoer in New Jersey, is going to be the eye in the sky, which means I believe that Johan Hedberg will be behind the bench a little bit more this season, and also Rob Zettler gets the second go around as an assistant in the Sharks organization. He'll be an assistant coach and basically, I would think, replaces Bugner to coach the defense up a little bit more. But Landy, I'll start with you. What do you think of the new assistants coming in to take over for Boogie?
Actually, I liked Bob Bugner. I thought he did a really good job with Brent Burns, kind of giving him that freedom and license to really put the creativity on. So I think that's a little crappy that he's kind of moving on to greener pastures. But I think the other two, Barr and Zettler, they both have ties to the organization, and they've been here before, so they kind of know what it's about.
All right. Miss Rocket.
Coaching is coaching, and I don't know that much about coaching to really have an educated answer in this. So, how do you?
Yes.
Oh, AJ's so happy. Since we're the camera's on you, Mr. Strong.
Do you know how long it's been since I've heard that noise?
Somebody isolate that part.
Been a while. Yeah. I'm fine with switching up the coaches. Hopefully we do see a marked improvement with special teams, especially with this whole idea of a eye in the sky thing. So hopefully maybe he'll see something that the coaches on the ice weren't seeing in the power play. And maybe if we try that, hey, I got this great idea. What if we get Thornton off the damn boards and try something else on the power play? What if we stop just getting it up to Burns and letting him like fire that rocket and then turning around and bouncing it off and going the other way on a shorthanded opportunity?
Or what if we took Vlasic off the power play? That would be a good one.
I got no problem with Vlasic up there, but I don't think we'll see him there. I think this is when you're going to see a guy like DeMello get an opportunity, at least on the second unit. Obviously, Burns is going to be numero uno dude on the first power play unit, but maybe we'll see something change again. Maybe Heed, who is an offensive guy, maybe he plays for DeMello's spot, and part of it has to do with making that second power play unit more lethal. We saw a lot of times last season that the second unit got much better looks than the top unit because they were changing it up and they weren't doing, the guys in the first unit were just, it was like muscle memory. It's like, oh yeah, this is how we power play. We're not going to change. So let's see what happens. But this is a shall we say a optimistic AJ you're looking at, which is not you don't see very often. But I'm down with the cause.
Who is he, and what have you done to Mr. Strong?
It must be that Ray Whitney jersey back there rubbing off on me, man.
Did we just see Eric's vinegar strokes?
Okay, moving onward. So the Sharks had a little prospect scrimmage for their summer development camp, and all I'm going to say, with a lot of you all asking, do you know how to doogie?
Teach me how.
Oh, that was the best.
Elaborate, Miss Backhander.
You know what it was? I know my name isn't Miss Backhander, but I just wanted to say the thing that I like about it is the fact that he's like literally the vertical inversion of John Scott.
Yes.
He's the same size as me. He's 5'3". That was why I noticed him on the program, because I was holding it in my hand, and everybody's 5'10", 5'11", 6'5", 6'5", 6 foot, 6 foot, 6'2", 5'3". Wait, what? 5'3", $150. Sean Doogie came in there and managed to win over what would you say, like $3,000, 3,000 people were in the SAP Center when that went down?
Something about that. Maybe 3,500, but I think it was 5'3" with skates on.
Yeah, with skates on. He was a very small kid. I mean, he's not small, but he's my size, which is kind of small for the NHL. Understatement. But what he managed to do was sort of stay off of everybody's radar long enough to be able to find an open spot, a pretty dangerous spot. And there were several times I saw him in a really good position to just shoot him straight into the net. But for whatever reason, he didn't get passed to. He did score because somebody passed to him, and he's a ninja. I believe he had an assist too. He did not have a fight because he's not that kind of man. And by the third period, anytime he touched the puck, the entire arena was screaming, "Dude!" because SAP Center fans need something to yell. And if we can do it all together, then that just means we're better. They put him in the shootout, and I think they gave him like the MVP. He ended up being hoisted up on everybody's shoulders. It was my Twitter headline for a while.
Yeah, it was like John Scott at the All-Star.
Yeah, exactly. Except probably a lot easier to lift.
Yeah, and dude, he didn't get a car. Maybe they gave him a go-kart or something.
Yeah,
they gave him a hoverboard, one of the ones that won't explode.
Nice.
Can we all just like take a quick second to point out how Rocket's eyebrows are just on fleek tonight?
Thank you. Thank you.
The flow she's got going.
Like incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll have you guys know I put makeup on after I get home from work just for this.
Yeah, you should see her when she leaves the house in the morning, man. I'm kidding.
Wow. Jen, you were at the scrimmage. What did you take? Not just from Sean, but overall, who kind of impressed you? I thought there were a couple that we had talked about before.
Definitely number one was Rudolfs Balcers, who I think should be on the top line for the Barracuda this year. Guy is crafty. He reminds me of he's got the speed and he's got the chops to be a kind of like a Patrick Marleau and a Pavelski like clutch scorer for that team. So I think he's going to be he'll be a surprise on the Barracuda, but I also think he's going to get a couple of call-ups for the Sharks. And then in a couple of years, I'm going to say this, Balcers for Calder. You watch out. And also, Rudolfs Balcers, if he is not included in the holiday video package,
Yes.
Sharks, you have clearly missed the ball.
Yeah.
Or should you say miss the Balcers?
Oh. Oh God. Oh, where are the orthopedic
me-
shoes? Did they make them in your size?
Me without my rim shot.
Oh.
Yes. All right. Landy's shaking his. Landy, unfortunately, you were not here for that. Sorry. All right, my bad.
All of a sudden, Kura in mid-season form.
That's right. That's right.
Somebody
Taking
say
Mike.
Vancouver.
What? No, not going to do it. I'm trying to reduce my short house impressions this year. All right. So meanwhile, the Shark Tank has a Shark Tank in the club that's inside the club. AJ, you were able to check out the unveiling of the Shark Tank inside the Shark Tank. What did you take from it? And tell them the story that that followed that.
In one word, the Shark Tank, unremarkable. No, I'm kidding. No, it's actually pretty nice. No, the whole thing was I got invited down there to basically kind of cover it a little bit for Teal Town, USA, and it's the first time I've ever done anything like this. So of course, I'm asking some questions like what am I allowed to do? What am I not allowed to do? What's going to get me thrown out? Things like that. And I kick on the Periscope, and I'm periscoping the press conference that Totora is having, and the head of the local BMW, because it's now, instead of the chairman's lounge, the BMW lounge, and I'm up there with the other real media people. It's kind of cool. And and Sharky's up there, doing his Vanna White impressions of everything. And lo and behold, just as at the end of the PR deal, I swear to God, I thought my phone was off, but somebody called me, and so right at the end of the press conference, and Sharky just slowly turning his head to look at me, and I was kind of like, okay, he's new. He's definitely new here, and so that part didn't work out. Afterwards, of course, once I got home, Sharky actually sent me a DM of an image of a ringer, the ringer sign with the line through it. So thanks, Shark. So good looking out. But they did a nice unveiling. Both Wilson and Totora, actually put one of the fish in there. And at the time, there were 12 different shark species in the tank. Kind of cool. And from what I understand, I think we saw a video tweeted out earlier in the week or maybe last week. One of the fish have already died that were in the tank, so hopefully they'll get that dial in. That could kind of ruin opening night. You walk in paying this boatload of cash to have these really nice seats and access to the lounge. You go in there, and one of them are just sitting there float. I mean, dude was literally laying on the sand, and other fish were picking at him. But
perhaps they killed him.
They might have. They might have. Maybe that fish was named Marlowe, and they all took it upon themselves to end it right then and there.
Insert
His name
belly
was
up.
Pierre, and he wouldn't shut up about Crosby, and it was the only way they knew to get him to be quiet.
Insert belly up jokes here.
Oh
Yes.
boy. Like to quickly apologize. It's Balcers, not Balcers. Thank you, Mr. Jerk.
Was that really in dispute? Was that really in dispute earlier?
There was a number
It's
of people
Balcers.
that said it. Jessica is telling me to say what I would say for a Canucks game, but I'm not going to because we haven't played the Canucks yet.
Yes. It should be pointed out that if you watch the TV show Tanked, it will be featured on an episode of that sometime in October. Don't know when, hasn't been released yet, but I'm sure the Sharks will point it out as soon as they get the air date.
Yep, definitely for sure. And that's not the only thing that was remodeled inside the tank. The Shark store got a nice little refresh. Gentry, what did you think?
I'm gonna just go with what AJ said. That was a big fat boo on that one. It looks spiffy. It looks all right. It's got some teal to it, but nothing to really like warrant home about. It's still one of the smallish, any like stores for any team in the NHL. So, it's all right. I mean, I still give it a D. So good for them.
AJ, what did you think?
No, sir, I don't like it. I went in there when during the Anaheim game, first preseason game, and the thing I understand, it's the first preseason game. The new Adidas jerseys are available, and you want to make some cash. And I think they opened before it was fully baked. There was clearly some walls above the women's merch area near the counter that were just incredibly blank. I mean, it stood out how blank they were. And I don't know why there was no artwork up there, or if they're going to put flat panel TVs up there, whatever they're going to put up there. It was really blank. In the back corner that used to be like shirts and have some shelves and stuff, I don't know, they've done some sort of remodeling and they've made it a curved or an arced wall there, and all you saw were just plug outlets. So I'm assuming some sort of electronical installation is going there, whether it's flat panel TVs or LED something displays showing off different things. Maybe instead of the little touchscreen thing that they have to make personalized jerseys, they'll make it like this huge life-size thing or whatever. But clearly the store was not ready to be opened. And I got to say, look, I understand that the NHL has put together some sort of deal with Fanatics, and it goes across the NHL. And I don't even know if the Sharks had a choice in the matter. But let me just say, it looks like the amount of stuff, the selection, to me, it just feels like, I'm not saying that it's absolute fact, but it does feel like the selection of product and merchandise in there has gone down tremendously. Like the hat selection, it seemed like there was half as many hats. And if you looked, like the hat wall still takes up the same amount of space. But the thing is, they have, not even kidding, 3 rows, like 14 across of the same hat, the draft hat. It's like, so they're using the same space, but the selection has gone down. So I hope they change that. That's one of the best things about the Shark stores, that you could only get stuff there you couldn't get anywhere else. And now it feels like whatever they have there, you can buy online. So that part kind of sucks. I do wish they would open up a store in a mall or something.
Wait, this was just a couple of weeks ago you're talking about?
Oh, like a week and a half ago. It was just before.
So yeah, this is the same problem that here in Nashville they've run into, from what I've heard a couple of people, well, more than a couple of people say. Both of the hurricanes went through major ports and have messed up a lot of inventory for a great number of people. And I would imagine that it would be still less on the West Coast, but I would think that the supply chain somewhere got disrupted by the weather, and perhaps the shipments, just weren't in to be able to fill all those spots in in the space that had been opened, but they needed to put something in there. So maybe it just looks sort of thin because they didn't have their stock in, but I'm pretty sure it'll fill up. At least I'm really trying to be hopeful, but that's what happened here. There's like no Predators gear anywhere in town at all. And I kind of was like, wait, isn't this an NHL town? Why is there just football in here? And then somebody told me it's like, oh yeah, we haven't had a shipment of anything for, 3-4 weeks because of the hurricanes. So
again, I don't want to judge it on what clearly looks like it was, they opened it early to try to sell the new jerseys, and I can't fault them for that. We'll take a look at it on opening night and see what the differences are.
Yep, definitely. A few things in the chat.
What's everybody losing their shit? Yeah, what are they losing their crap for about OCD? Something about changing the perspective on my camera angle?
Something that's off of there. Or on one of us, but whatever.
It's this, right? It's that little gray splash in the color that's like driving Laurel nuts. Is that what it is?
Maybe it is. I don't know. Let us know in the Google chat. Cheryl is asking, do they have a store in Westfield Valley? They did, only for the 2016 playoffs. No longer there. Let's see here. New product lines, new manufacturers. Yes, that's true. With Adidas coming in and taking over, he was stating that maybe 12 to 16 months before they really get out a full line, although they got a lot of stuff out. But yeah, we'll see how that occurs. But I am wearing one of the new jerseys. I got it on Thursday night against Vegas. So let me kill my
those look so much better than the graphics that they showed when they released the designs.
Yeah, no, they this is really comfortable.
I love that neckline.
It came out, and we were going to trying to make sure you get some more lighting on here. The neckline actually is nice. If you notice on everybody else, the collar would stick out a little bit more, and the league was suggesting that it be eliminated a little bit to kind of just stay flat so it doesn't, rub on you. But other than that, the material is really light. It's really soft. It's supposedly really tougher, but when I had my I had an Edge jersey on left hand, and on my right hand I had the Adidas jersey, way lighter. I mean, it's really lighter. The one thing though that people are talking about are, let's see how I'm gonna do this. Shit.
No, they're talking about those retarded lame laces that don't do a damn thing underneath that shield.
No, they're talking about the jerseys are still too heavy for the Sharks to wear in the playoffs, so they're going to go with black armor.
No.
Yeah.
And let's just be clear, there are no alternate jerseys for the upcoming season, but dude, those laces that do nothing are just silly.
I'm trying to get it.
Yeah, okay, you pull away a little bit. All I've got is an eye.
Oh, well,
there you go.
Thank you. So these are woven, as the word I think is that they're using, woven shoulder patches. They are not screen printed
or embroidered.
So everything is pretty much with some thread and everything like that. But you can't beat the price at $180 for an authentic jersey.
You got to give it up. They killed it on that. At least nobody likes change, of course. And let's be honest, this jersey, aside from the shoulder patches and the neckline, really not much of a difference. If you see it from more than 20 feet away, you're going to think it's the same one aside from those two things. But the price, getting the price down almost essentially $100 per jersey, that one, I give him huge props for that. Like, I don't even know why you would buy a replica at this point.
Right. I agreed.
I mean, and the replicas will be $120, and everything's going to be screen printed on tackle twill. So,
and that's the thing, is how bad are those replicas going to look? I haven't seen one yet in person, but
I've seen them. The main difference is in the collar. It's just in the stitching and the weight of the collar. It's made out of a different fabric, because you know how like the top yoke just below, like that little teal part that with the black on the back kind of feels a little bit like neoprene. It's really dense and really like it's going to retain its shape. The stuff in the Fanatics doesn't feel that way. It's a little bit more flat. It's not as heavy. I was a little nervous about the Authentics because they seem to snag really, really quick. But the Fanatics don't seem to snag as fast. They're a little bit more rough and tumble. So I think it depends on what you're looking for. But they're both, oh, and then the Adidas ones, of course, have the little shiny Adidas button. They're just, I don't know, there's more detail in the Adidas. But for you know, replica jerseys, the Fanatics brand isn't bad.
And what's with that button? Does that like come off? It's always on there. Like, do you like push that for your mom to come pick you up at the end of the game or something? Like, what does that do?
Meatloaf.
It's Fox Tracks.
Yes, it's Fox Tracks. Yes, but I'll ask Landy.
Hashtag Glowpuck.
Yes, that'll be my fantasy hockey team this year. Name. Which, all right, Jen, what are you gonna say? Come on.
Nothing. I think it's better than your other name that you had.
Oh, whatever.
Stay tuned for the fantasy show coming up immediately after this broadcast.
Shut up.
Well, you can't spell fantasy without NASTY.
Oh.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my.
Hence the name of Gentry's fantasy team this season.
Nasty.
What is your team name, by the way, Gent?
Really? I told you we're going to talk fantasy immediately after this.
Moving on. No, but Gentry, I mean, you have a lot of jerseys. Some of it, he was mentioning that in the chat, how much they liked all your jerseys in the background. Are you getting one, or you
I'm
gonna wait?
I'm probably gonna wait because I want them to kind of get more in, and I need to get a couple of paychecks for my new job before I do that. And AJ's probably sitting there going, "When am I gonna get the money for my jersey, you punk?" So
yeah. You're gonna be buying that shit on eBay in a week. I'm telling you.
Oh, there's number 3.
I told you, you'll have it on the 4th
of
October
in 2017.
Yes. This is an ongoing joke.
Yes, of course. Landy, are you getting one?
Probably. I mean, I've got every jersey except for the authentic anniversary jersey, so probably.
Would you like to buy one?
Yes, rumor has it that AJ might be having a bunch of heritage jerseys in his closet as we speak.
AJ, DM me.
Sliding into your DMs.
Yeah, slide into my DMs, buddy.
So moving onward, as we got it.
But actually, can I add something though to the
by all means, Mr. Landy, go ahead.
I feel like the black kind of breaks up the teal on the actual jersey itself, and it kind of looks almost like robotic in the way that it's cut. It looks very like clashy. It doesn't kind of fade in.
See, I would have liked it if they would have continued the black all the way around up to the shield.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly where I was going with. Either you make it teal all the way around or you make it black all the way around.
Yeah, I think the white jerseys, they have that teal
all the way around.
But it goes all the way around. So yeah, that part I thought was a little silly. I think they should have continued.
And then bringing the laces back up almost on top of the button, I think is what I like about this jersey.
Yeah, I'd get rid of the laces altogether on the new jersey, which I think is the best play because they really do. If you look at the discussion on HF boards or Reddit, everybody's talking about how the laces just and it's not just the Sharks. There's a couple other teams that have it where the laces just look completely silly where they're located. At least, what is it, like Calgary or a couple other teams, they just have like the 3 lace lines and it doesn't look as bad. But come on, if you're going to put a crew neck on, dump the laces, guys. That's just silly. This is not a thing against the Sharks. This is against Adidas as a whole.
Yes. And by the way, since you are watching, Mr. Totora, Flavel, call me. I'll design your 3rd jersey. And speaking,
just reissue the anniversary jersey. Come on.
Yeah, that's kind of, you know what, it was funny you say that. I was talking to somebody today. You know that they want to get no, it wasn't Tatora, but there was, actually, you know who it was? It was the guy that gave me this beautiful Whitney jersey up here behind me. That's who I was talking to. But we said, you know what, just meet us halfway and do the third jersey next year. Do a heritage, but with the Screaming Shark crest, and you get the best of both worlds. Dude, Andy, I know I'm not a fan, but at least the guys who like the old school stuff, like you and I, we kind of get a little bit of what we want. And of course, the Sharks want to sell more merch with the Screaming Shark. And I hate to say it, man, I'm afraid that in 5 years or less that will be the new crest, which completely ruins it for me. But.
And look, I mean, if I know that some in the Sharks HQ do watch, so if you guys are watching, it's the San Jose Sharks hockey team. The Screaming Shark has no hockey paraphernalia in it at all. Okay, we need to have it in a triangle because it's always been in a triangle, and it needs to have a damn hockey stick in its mouth. Okay.
We went to the Stanley Cup Finals with being an animal in a triangle. I kind of have to agree with that.
Thank you.
I say you just make it all orange and.
Oh God!
Oh God! And if it's not traffic cone orange, Gentry's going to have a hissy fit.
I know they've made some updates to YouTube and Google. Where's the eject button again?
Oh, jeez. Whoa. Thank you, sir. We have another. Moving onward to because I can talk jerseys all day and all night, and we actually know that can actually happen.
And that'll be coming up after the fantasy show. After this show,
I think we have done an all jersey show before.
We did when the Adidas jerseys came out.
Oh boy.
And then we had another one before that when they unveiled the Heritage jersey, and it was just a circle jerk fest of just, it's so teal, it's so awesome, it's the old logo.
Oh my! And it's gray. It's got gray in it. Oh, they should have never gotten rid of the gray. But anyhow,
moving onward.
Oh my God.
Preseason so far. Landy, I'll start with you. What have you liked from the 3 preseason games so far, and who have you noticed? Who have you liked? Who do you think is destined for the Barracuda?
Well, it looks like Bodker finally gets the idea that he's supposed to go to the crease to score some. Who would have thought? I think other than that, I really liked Hurdle and Meyer together, and I would love to see Hurdle, Meyer, and LeBanc. I mean, back when we had Goldie, I really wanted Hurdle, Goldie, and Timo. So basically, Hurdle and Timo could be like battering rams, and Goldie could just be Igor Learonov 2.0. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, the goaltending looks pretty strong. Grosnick was okay, but I really love the way Dell played. And you know what? I mean, for as much as we've gotten flack for kind of taking a step back in the offensive category, I think going forward, this is a defensive-oriented team, and we've got some pretty nice defensive prospects in the pipelines. And also, Balcers is really good. I think he is the real deal, and I'm thinking high second-line potential for that kid. Somebody's muted.
Did the puck guy mute himself?
Puck guy muted himself.
How did I mute myself?
Already we're in preseason form with all the muting action.
You're listening to Dead Air After Dark.
Well, I mean, this is the preview of what it's like to have a Sharks post-game show when you're looking for it on NBC. Is just nothing but dead air. So our dead air is better than NBC dead air. So you're welcome.
So what have you taken from the preseason, Nacho?
So far the Sharks are undefeated, and I like it. And I'm gonna say this: like, it was funny because I follow the Vegas Golden Knights Twitter account, which is the best hockey Twitter account in all of hockey, bar none, hands down, so great. I'm gonna say this to them, regarding to playing against the Sharks. When you win a game against Colorado and Vancouver, you're pretty much playing NHL 18 on easy mode. This is what it's like to play NHL on expert. So, just saying that. It was great. Yeah.
Awesome.
But I'm going to say this, though, is, I've liked how they've come back against that game against the Arizona. But then again, that's a game they should have won. But, yeah, like in Heat.
Kudos to Vegas for getting everybody else in the league to kind of step up their Twitter game.
Yeah, it's that time.
Yeah, I feel like the guys from the LA Kings kind of like migrated over there. I don't know, but maybe more sarcasm.
No. LA had plenty of sarcasm. What they were lacking was clever, and some of the Vegas. Yeah, the Vegas has had some really clever stuff. There's been a couple times that they've stepped on their Johnson, but for the most part, it's been really clever.
Yeah, definitely. Rock, I don't know how much you've covered been able to watch or listen to preseason, but what have you taken from what you've heard or seen?
I've seen one preseason game, and I was actually really surprised. I wasn't expecting to be able to see it. I was just getting ready to listen to it. So it was the
Golden Knights game?
Yeah, I was so excited about that. I mean, I know it's a Golden Knights, so it's like saying, oh yeah, they beat the Arizona Coyotes. They looked like, all right, I'm not even going to say overall what they look like because it's a difficult thing. People that stood out to me, Melker Karlsson looked like he has not taken a day off. Like, he looks dialed in, and I am looking forward to watching him just be a beast all season. Who's the new kid? Timo Meier. I don't like him, but that's because I don't like his personal style of play. But I'm not saying that it's wrong or that it doesn't fit or that he should try something different. It's just me. He continues to be nasty and a little bit retaliatory, which is disheartening, but the nasty part I like a lot. It's just he needs to just really figure out how to control it a little bit better, and I think he's definitely got that grit and that edge that the Sharks need, and as he is such a high draft pick and a young age, I really look forward to seeing how he develops in the next couple of seasons.
How are you going to mention Vegas and say Eric and not say holla?
Oh, God. Hey, he spells his name the right way, too. Couple of things in the chat. A couple of things in the chat. Shell's asking, what, you don't like Timo Torres, Rocket?
Trying not to say it. I'm trying not to give them any kind of, because I've heard him compared to a couple of other different people, but Rafi was not one of them. So I don't want to be the first one to even make that suggestion.
If he becomes that, that's going to be such a tragic disappointment.
I think what I've heard is Milan Lucic light and the European Milan Lucic.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm just looking for the second coming of Owen Nolan, bitches.
That's right.
Buster!
And let's hope that he does wonders if I ever draft him in the 18th round.
Speaking of which, did you want to give a little, well, I guess it's really, I was going to say, did you want to talk about the Legends game yesterday? But we actually covered that yesterday, so really no need. But one thing that
No.
Uh-oh.
There is one thing. We do need to talk about one thing about the Legends game. And with that, I'll throw it over to Mr. Alexander.
Dan Boyle can still skate and still score. And, suck it all you Boyle haters. He's the only one doing anything for Team Teal.
Oh, God.
Have I got a jersey for you? The other thing that I didn't see on the rundown that I think we're kind of remiss if we don't talk about is that NBC came out and said they're not going to air any NHL games during the Olympics.
Oh, the irony.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like, we're not going to have rivalry night for 2 weeks. Oh no! There's 2 weeks of not getting off double headers that Landy can't complain about.
Yeah. Paging ESPN to NHL rights.
That's as likely to happen as the Sharks winning the Stanley Cup. Come on,
Hey,
Actually, what I've been hearing is that ESPN do indeed want the NHL back, and they're going to pony up some big cash when that bid comes in.
Well, after all, they are saving a lot of money now that they don't pay writers.
oh, wait, where is
Hi,
it?
everybody.
And with
Send your
that,
hate
good
mail
night.
to
I'm going to the
@AJ
Athletic. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Send your
We
hate
have
mail
a
to
trade to
@AJ.
announce.
Hate mail to @AJ_strong.
at him. No.
Yes. Hey, but speaking of writers and the Athletic, we might just have an Athletic writer on this week. Stay tuned, people.
Yes, we will definitely hear that. We definitely might have somebody somebody else that might join us. In the following week, we might have some others that we could talk to potentially.
Yeah, some national too.
Some online.
Okay, stop ruining it for everybody. Just keep going.
And
Okay.
some of them aren't from this galaxy.
Hey, you know what?
Tuned to
Hold on.
find out who.
Oh my God. At the very least, though, we are on kind of a focus, if you will, that we recently broke 1,900 on Twitter. We would love to try to get that up to 2,000. So, hopefully by Halloween, we'll settle for Thanksgiving, but we're shooting for Halloween. So, share Teal Town USA with a friend. If you'd like one of these cards, Eric has 270,000 of them, and he will send you some.
Yes, he's going to hand those out at the tweet-ups more than buttons.
Yes.
Oh my God.
In fact, you know what? Soon enough, this will be on a button. I guarantee it. Guys. Guarantee it. So please help us hit that 2,000 mark. We're also looking at doing a viewing party locally down here. If you came to the playoff, did I say listening party? Viewing party. But we're going to look at doing a viewing party at IBU in Milpitas. If you came out to the one that Rocket and I did with the playoffs versus Edmonton, it was a hell of a lot of fun. Rocket and I had a blast there, and we had a decent amount of Teal Town USA people show up, and everybody got a prize, and everybody will in fact get a prize at this one, I would imagine. And also letting you know, one of those authentic heritage jerseys may in fact be one of the prizes. So, dude, I bought 8 of them at the super sale. Don't worry.
Oh, cool. You don't understand. My OCD for collecting shit is just like, oh God, I need that jersey, but I can't part with $300.
I spent $430 and got $5,000 worth of stuff. You're okay, dude.
I still haven't. There's things that I bought at that sale I haven't worn yet.
Oh,
But I plan on it. It's hanging in my closet.
Welcome to an ASMR edition.
Yeah, and in fact, you know what? At the listening party, you may get a pair of Rocket's game-worn yoga pants.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh. Way after dark.
Perfect. That's what we do here. Oh my God, you guys are hilarious.
It only took us an hour to get into the swing of things.
Yes, no, right?
Hey, we just got to feel it up first, all right?
All right. Wow.
We had to grope it a little bit.
Yeah. You got
We
to
had to
find the
grab it.
boundaries.
We had to grab it a little bit.
We're not presidential. We grope it.
Oh man. All right. In the
we grabbed by
chat.
the yoga pants.
No.
And
I bought 2 pairs.
And I'm officially changing my Twitter handle. It'll be Teal Whispers.
Oh.
Dude, I'm switching mine to game-worn yoga pants.
Instead of Teal Town Conversations, it should be Teal Town Whispers.
There you go.
Confessions.
Oh my God, you guys.
No, yes, Teal Town Whispers, and then you get that opening saxophone from Careless Whisper. Yes.
Yep.
I knew one of you guys would be dumb enough to do that.
Oh my God.
I'm not doing
Well,
it.
you know what? I'm never gonna dance again because my guilty feet ain't got no rhythm.
Oh, really?
Ooh,
Yes. Yes.
we love
There we go.
we love you,
It's
George.
it's not like it's in my
Rest in
iPod or
peace.
anything.
All right, we got to cut it off or we'll get censored.
What?
Okay,
I'm not
hold
doing
on.
nothing.
No. Throw on the Careless Whisper, and everybody mute up except Rocket, so she can talk to you about Teal Town USA Whispers.
Yeah, we can't do that though. We need to find a saxophone song that is similar but isn't that.
Oh, let's go with the Benny Hill theme then.
Is that free? Can we use that without
Yeah.
getting in trouble? Okay.
Mhm, can.
You guys
It's like
talk
50,
about-
it's like 50
Hold on.
years old. You would think it's like, free to use now.
It is.
Or Brass
about-
Bonanza.
What about Lujan?
Oh, okay. I haven't heard like when somebody says ASL.
Oops.
You close. It's close, but ASL back in the late '90s, if you were in a chat room, used to stand for age, sex, location. I like how Gen X put the spin on it. Affiliation, sweater, league.
I mean, if we're all going to be cracking AOL jokes, it's going to be at the expense of, our fellow putt guy.
No, it was ASL.
ASL.
I know,
Yeah,
but I remember hearing that on AOL chat rooms.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
So immediately
I'll-
after this will be the fantasy show. After that will be the Jersey show, and after that it will be AOL remembered. Where were you in 1994?
The keyword to get to this chat room.
Oh wow.
Oh, God. The secret word.
Wow, you guys
Oh.
are hilarious. So I'm just
Hold
getting.
on. What was that chat client like back in the day? Like in the late 90s or like
Instant Messenger?
No. It was like everybody. It was it was a huge. You could go in by
ICQ.
Yeah, no. You could go in by it's similar, but you could say like sharks. You could go and discuss like web coding. But it was huge.
News groups?
News groups?
No, Gen X is trying. It's not
IRC. IRC.
Yes, Internet Relay Chat. Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go. God damn it, Gen X, you are just like if, and he'd be like lozenge. I mean, dude is always money.
ICQ. Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
A hockey jerk with Teal Town USA is brought to you by Blockbuster Video. Be kind, rewind. Make it a Blockbuster night.
You know what the thing is that we weren't even big enough to get sponsored by Blockbuster, so we're going to go with Hollywood Video.
They have better candy selection, I always thought.
Yeah, Hollywood Video was on the up and up with the candy
You
selection.
know?
And they had the better DVD selections.
At some point, it went sideways, and we stopped talking about hockey. I'm not sure when it
I
happened.
think it was at the yoga pants.
You know, it's a yoga.
Yeah, you lost
Dude,
everybody yoga
Are
pants,
they
AJ.
sharks? Are they sharks yoga pants?
Yes.
Boom, thank you. Hello, still hockey related.
Oh.
Well,
Meanwhile,
I bought new leggings too. I got those Bring Hockey Back leggings. They had
Oh.
they had the
you got the heritage ones, runs.
I got the heritage sweater ones. Yeah.
Good girl. Where are they? Let's see them.
No, I'm not gonna
You
go
can't
down.
like hold them up.
No, because I don't have them with me.
Oh.
They're all the way across the apartment.
Welcome to Teal Town USA, brought to you by Radio Shack. You've got questions, we go off the rails.
And Gen X,
Bravo.
Gen X is all about Amoeba records, all right? Tower Records can suck it. Amoeba is way better.
Oh,
Wow.
I love Tower going up,
We're gonna
but
go with Empire
again,
Records.
but let's get back on hockey, shall we?
Yes, because they're already talking about Twitter handles for me earlier, and now Laurel's saying there will be no hockey talk this evening. It's been canceled for ASMR, AOL, and yoga pants.
Yes.
But we kind of hit on everything that we were going to talk about. Is there anything else you guys wanted to chat with before we call it a day?
Does anybody have any questions about fans and everything in other cities, particularly Nashville, that I might be able to answer?
And while we wait for those questions in the chat, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Welcome back. I mean, dude, summer, it was a long time. So, and obviously it was a longer summer than we're previously used to. So obviously, hello, Gen X. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Billy. Hello, Steve Cropper. Hello,
Laurel.
Sleepy Mofo. Laurel, of course.
course.
Hello. I mean, our moderator from heaven. But Jessica, we look. KM looks like is a newbie here today.
Sleepy Mofo.
Yep. So welcome everything NHL. Just going down the list here. Of course, the one and only Chester Cheeve.
Yes.
I would say hi to Hockey Jerk, but I'll probably see him like sometime this week, and I'll just say hi then. So yeah, Hackle.
Yeah.
So just okay. Sorry, KM. He's been around, but just wanted to say hi to everybody. We have missed you.
Yes.
Excited to see the season start. And if you missed us, do us a favor, spread the word, subscribe, help us build the cause, because the more listeners, the more interaction we have. Hey, you never know. The Sharks might give us stuff to give to you guys.
Not only that, but I think this year is going to mark just the upped quality, upped improvement, and really bring in the A game this year. So
especially your background in your bedroom.
Oh yeah. I mean, look. The background.
You can see good. Landy has already increased his game. He's already stepping it up.
And here is now the background for everybody who did not see it last year. This is the redesigned office.
Wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we blew all of our money on sparkles and shines, but we still haven't fixed Eric's internet. So please.
Oh my God.
You just can't run the internet in a different.
For 25 cents a day, you can help Eric get better internet.
It's at some point between now and like Christmas, I do hope to have a second, because Ricci is just so alone, hanging there for so long by himself. So I do hope to have an Owen Nolan, my white authentic original, inaugural, my white one, and then underneath just really to piss Puck Guy off, is that's where I'm gonna put the Whitney one, where it's kind of low and everything.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, though, I think the donations would go to an Ethernet adapter for Puck Guy. His Mac currently does not have one. He needs an adapter.
Oh my God,
dude! You better hardwire that stuff in, man.
Yep.
I'm on 5G wireless, dude, and the router is in in a room. Not too far away. Rocket knows. It's right there. 5G.
It's right there.
Yeah, and I've had no problems with it. I get the feeling that like Eric is literally like parked right next to like the telephone box on the pole outside, and it's just still not happening for him.
Yeah, it's giving off like crazy radiation.
Oh my God.
Dude, like ET could show up to his house going phone home, and he'd be like, give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Right there.
All right, Eric, it looks like it's time to start us off.
Yes, throw up that last graphic up, Landy.
Time to move on to Fantasy Corner.
Oh gosh. Hey, that might be another podcast coming soon. But throw up the graphic, Landy.
I'm going. The Mac is being a little temperamental. Hold on.
Sleepy Mofo saying Martin Havlat days until the Sharks' regular season start. That is incorrect, sir, because the days are not broken.
Gentry, you were going to say?
Oh, no, I was going to say the days are on long-term injured reserve. What's going on? And we're paying the days $5 million to do nothing?
I'll go Adam Graves days away. I'll go Todd Harvey days. I will go even so far as to say Milan Mahalik, but I will not ever say Marty Havlat.
Milan Mahalik and Gentry, come on.
If you say Marty Havlat 3 times, then Angel breaks into 1,000 pieces.
Havlat.
Gotcha.
There goes another one.
Yes. All right. So if you missed anything from the show tonight, or you want to watch it or hear it again, check us out on tealtownusa.com or your favorite podcatcher, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn, of course, YouTube. We do this all for you. We will have more stuff, including a couple previews coming up this week on tealtownusa.com.
And hey, if you do listen to us on the iTunes, do us a favor, please. Thumbs up, good, 5 stars, nice review. Help us build our cachet so we can get into the featured section. That would be awesome.
Yes, I mean, we're so close to 300 likes on Facebook. We're at 567 subscribers on the YouTube. We're almost to 2,000 on the Twitter machine. I don't know where we're at on Instagram, but
we're about 260.
Yeah, so help us out. We help to make sure we get the love and more Sharks content for you. Pucknologists will return very soon. Of course, After Dark will officially debut on October 4th on opening night, and there is a potential podcast in the works that will be hosted by the fellow Notch Bro. That might be coming up very soon, so be on the lookout for that. But until then, final thoughts, Miss Backhander.
It is what it is. It's another season. This is going to be a fun year. I think it's going to be different from what everyone expects it will be, but I think it will be fun. And we got 81 games plus a couple more preseason. Too early to say, other than it's going to be fun as long as everybody stays healthy.
Mr. Alexander.
I'm excited. Bring back hockey. It's been too long, and I can't wait. Let's bring out. I'm rooting for the Sharks, but I'm realistic in my expectations. So let's go Brahma Bulls for their destiny in defending the Stanley Keg.
The fantasy show coming up afterwards. Landy.
Go to Gentry, where all your fantasies come true.
Hey now.
Well, you can follow him at JAlexander46 if you want to slide into his DMs. And finally, Mr. Strong.
Dude, the hockey jerk's about to jump on here. We got to get the hell out of here.
Oh, is he? Is he? Really?
Don't
wait.
Feed the beast. Let's just
really. Is Jerk coming on? No.
No. Come on.
Landy, hit stop broadcast right now. Just do it.
Run. Pull the plug.
All right, you haven't had a chance to talk about the Canucks yet.
You've got 10 seconds to do your sign off, Buckeye, and I'm killing this.
No,
dude, he's about to Cam Morgan's bitch.
Oh boy.
7.
On top of everybody here at tealtownusa.com, thank you for joining us again. We'll be here from here on to hopefully June, where we have the double of a Calder and Stanley Cup coming into San Jose. Until then, keep it real, keep it teal, keep it real teal.